supreme counter pick, the last counter pick.
Well, in Doko's own words, when he was on Pros, he was like, you can take top lane out of the game, and it's the same game in this current meta right now. So I'm sure that he's comfortable with whatever he's going to go for. But the Nautilus is banned away, so they did follow that same track, and that means that Isles is going to have to find something else if he wants to be some of that additional engage for the team.
This is interesting because Bard serves two purposes. Like, you can also attack side lanes with Nocturne, blow people's flashes, or you can protect the Varus from like Wukong and Rakan engages with defensive Bard ults. They don't have to go that option though. They are going the full offensive, and since the Nautilus is banned, just go Leona. That is super long range. It's not point and click on the Orianna, but you should be able to hit those.
Yeah, and is good setup, of course, for the Varus as well. If you can land any sort of CC from the Leona, then you're guaranteed to hit the Piercing Arrow, you're guaranteed to hit the Chains of Corruption. All of that is going to come through. And Kai'Sa is the option here for Yon. So when you're playing against something like the Nocturne, a lot of times people think, okay, I need to play something defensive, but sometimes it's better to just pair with that dive, just go in with them. Have a lot of repositioning tools as well with both the E-Invis and the ulti to try to stay safe. And the question is, can you really get a lot out of this last pick? With Renekton coming through, the standard that we're seeing these days really is just the Gnar as kind of that answer in topside. And so I'm curious if Doko's going to go for something a little bit more spicy or if he's going to bring something else out. But Morgan, that's his most played by far in his career, is that Renekton, and it's his best champ. So I just don't know that they're going to get a ton out of this top lane counterpick, unless it's Varus.
I mean, they're hovering all 80 carries, which means it would be Varus top if they lock in another marksman.
That would be hype.
So it was nerfed. It's not as crazy oppressive as it used to be, but it's still pretty impressive. And Dokla has put a lot of time in solo queue into a lot of range top champions, as a lot of top players do. So this one will be very, very exciting to watch.
This is really interesting because I do think it's miserable to lane against this champion. Percent health damage, really good harass, can push the wave in, can take plates.
And it's Big Dokes bringing it out. What a way to start finals weekend. Reminder, loser goes home. Winner is going to Brazil and continues their lower bracket run here in the first stand kind of title contention. If you're able to step up to C9, these are the teams that we're expecting to be able to do that. They got to win here first. But with that being said, early game expectations, I want to start framing some of those of what we can kind of see from these junglers, because Nocturne usually I don't think of doing much.
We can see them
almost
farm.
Same with Wukong, yeah?
I think that's what we can see, but I'm just interested to see what build Doko's going to do, because he is going PTA. I'm expecting it to be Dusk and Dawn.
HP quite high to be ready for the move on First Dragon. Inspired does make it with their push-up on the bottom lane, and they're going to be able to grab that. So Berserker and Isles walk on over, shred this thing. Dragon #1 for Lyon.
Yeah, Jose just decided to back off. They're going to see if they can find maybe some sort of action as they go back to lane.
Yeah, engage here onto Isles. Zenith blades in. JOSEDEODO is trying to punish, but Isles still thinking enough to walk away. Experimental Hexblade here for Inspired. The Nocturne has ult, and that's a flash out from Quid as Saint looked for the shuffle in the mid lane. Shockwave will trade back some health bar.
Yeah, you got to respect that one because they also have, Inspired does see the value of all these deep wards.
As now Morgan again gets the stun here onto Dokla, and Chain of Corruption will be flashed. So that Summoner Spell down from Team Liquid Alienware's top laner. Flash forward from Dokla. He fancies himself the first blood solo kill. Big Doke showing up.
And I do love the rush on tier 2 boots. Plated steel caps, so you can just stand there and shoot and don't have to be too scared. Uses a flash to follow, and that means Team Liquid actually will slip in for the grubs afterwards during the reset. Oftentimes, even when top laners do get solo kills like that, gonna have to push out the wave after. It takes some more time. So TL, they've swapped Yon up to the top side of the map even before completing their quests. But
Which doesn't always miss.
You gotta pop them.
You gotta pop the blade. You gotta hit your E. That one's a tough one.
Sometimes they're
big circle,
they're wiggling around. They're trying to slice behind you.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm on Kobe's side here. Abilities. Sometimes they just go the wrong direction.
I can't be on your side. I have to be whatever side Tavares isn't on.
Currently, though, we see the second dragon stacked up now by Lyon. So not only that first kill in the top side, it is now 2 Drakes to them with the Infernal and the Mountain. It's going to be an Ocean Soul map.
And this really feels like the type of game that Inspired always preaches about. This is one of the big improvements we've seen from Lyon, and Oh, never mind. Dokla's under attack.
He is in a 1v2 right now. JOSEDEODO gets behind him, and in goes Morgan. Dokla's trying to get the damage down, but there's no escape. Shut down to JOSEDEODO.
Yeah, I think for TL, it's just about the setup of the next dragon, right? You've given up the first 2 for this slight gold lead.
Maybe keeping Morgan alive could be a priority as well. Isles, Zenith Blade sidestep by Morgan. Flash Q, and now Lion's got to fight this one. Morgan's trying to get some damage, but Saint picks up the kill. Nicely set up by Isles.
I have to say, these methodical plays from Lyon looking quite good. I like the lane allocations.
Oh, that was a close recall. They were going to try to dive him. He barely got that off.
But it's going to be trade of turret race, top side versus bot side. Plates are going down. Inspired's picking up the Herald, and Saint's getting big damage up on the top side. Bot, it looks like they're losing, though. Team Liquid are doing more damage down there as Core JJ spotting out multiple members of Lion, so the turret trade goes in favor of Team Liquid.
Yeah, getting the first turret bonus is quite nice. Remember, Lyon got the kill bonus, though. The top laner camp was taken. Teleport very deep behind Saints.
Yeah, Quid had the flash. I was expecting maybe he would go for it, but a deep teleport from Morgan as well. Now the paranoia. Lyon are turning it back in onto Quid. Still Shockwave available. Saint's got to be careful here. It's damage onto Inspired instead. Flashing over. Quid goes down. Shockwave goes wide. Lyon with the counterplay. Dropping the Herald now with another teleport from Dokla to back up from Morgan's flank. Chain of Corruption will go wide. But Team Liquid, they lose their mid laner and also lose that top turret.
Really good read and counter here from Lyon. I don't know if they even saw the super deep teleport from Morgan, but Inspired, as soon as this Orianna is walking up at the Azir in the long lane where they don't have a tower anymore.
Here they can come in. The composition that Lyon drafted, it's really about this Nocturne getting in there.
So Dokla ping to go for the extra wave on top. I think they're just giving it. I think they don't want to try and like retake this vision. It's a little too dangerous.
Oh, Saint.
So I actually agree with them. Once you've given up all the vision entry into this Dragon number 3, I think it's a good call. More concise view of the game. And so far, the game plans have been fairly parallel.
So far, Inspired is actually in some trouble in this bottom river. Has to pop the Paranoia defensively, but Morgan continues the chase. In comes JOSEDEODO. Not going to Warrior Trickster over the wall, but they push Inspired away. He does get the Scuttle Crab, but now this bottom jungle is ripe for JOSEDEODO taken.
Yeah, Inspired turns off the lights there, I think because he's worried about the killer instinct coming in from Yon. Yon was trying to trail on the play, so he's worried about that ult coming in, knowing he would get taken out if that was the case. So he holds onto his flash. He does lose his ult, but that means they lose the Dragon. So now the Dragon advantage is gone. Game very, very close. Saint is going to be pushing on the top side. Should get this tower, which will slightly extend their gold lead. You can't really retake vision effectively, you know, with Lion's comp. It's really tough to walk in. You have 3 squishy members who are all incredible to engage on. You have amazing go buttons for TL. So that is why they're playing so heavily through sides, because they have winning side lanes right now. Again, they take the bot lane tower. No one is answering.
Beefy Renekton with flash on top of it is just fine. This mid tower finally gets knocked over.
Yeah, just walk up and
that was brute force, the Recon Quill.
It's a very elegant looking brute force, you know? Yeah.
There hasn't been a lot of kills. He's trying to get some play-by-play in. You know?
Exactly, yeah. I got to have some fun with it. And I thought maybe I had a moment here because JOSEDEODO was looking at this blue buff, but Lyon, they have multiple members backing up Inspired. They will prevent the invade.
I want to see about the side lane. Yeah, here we go. Dokla's still pushing.
And Corruption lands. Dokla's trying to get as much damage down as he can. Stacking up the Blight stacks. And now Morgan has to flash out, but Jan with the ulti flies in. Morgan almost goes down. Jan picks up the kill.
This knows that he is going to be vulnerable if you get caught by that shockwave.
Yeah, because to your point earlier, Azale, like the early game, getting those first turrets, you can do it with this composition, but as you go further in these lanes, it can get harder and harder against the Kai'Sa. Yeah, I think it's fascinating when you have these 2 type of compositions, because Killer Instinct on Kai'Sa and Paranoia on Nocturne serve similar functions. If anybody's out of position, if anybody's too far pushed in the lane and alone, you can just jump on them. And now Inspired is very far forward, has to flash back towards safety of Dokla. The rest of the team comes in here. Isles with the lockdown on the Morgan. Berserker's free firing. Course trying to lock him down. Isles first to fall. Team Liquid still alive for now. Jan's getting damage on the Saint. Flash forward for Berserker. Can't get the pullback. Dokla will kill JOSEDEODO on the side. 1-for-1 trade for now as Morgan's back is stopped. And a scrap results in an even trade of kills.
Ooh, Morgan knows his limits so well. He uses his whole health bar, plays on the edge, barely escapes ports as well because it's lower level, means Lyon get the big advantage out of that trade.
Yep, exactly. And Morgan's just going to TP up towards top. He knows there's no way they can contest it, so they do end up having to give this. This does mean Lyon moves the soul point Inspired, I thought he was going to get picked there because he used his spell shield as he saw the voice seeker coming through, and then just the early flash immediately as soon as he saw someone and turns off the lights, denying that possibility of the engage coming through and catching him.
Yeah, and it gave a lot of time under the cover of darkness to allow Berserker hold on.
Killer Instinct onto Berserker, still has the ultimate available, will pop it, Paranoia as well to back up the AD carry. Teleport defensively from Dokla, Team Liquid get out.
Good snipe from Jan. I mean, hitting that, he got good ultimate cooldown trades. Was able to get the barrier, was able to get multiple ults out from the side of Lyon, and Baron is started out.
Yeah,
Here comes Saint from the bottom.
Saint all alone currently, the rest of Lyon now linking up with him. Dokla's getting some damage in over the wall as they're waiting for Berserker to get all the way from base. No AD carry still for Lyon. They're trying to delay this one. Big damage from Dokla in onto Morgan. They got him. Bears with a kill credit. And Saint goes for the scoop. The Baron secured, but the team fight a disaster for Team Liquid. They've already lost 2. Jan chased back into the top lane here as it's only Isles on him currently. They're going to need a little more damage than just the Leona. Maybe Jan just gives it to him onto the turret. He will take the entire wave here, stunned up. It's a delayed kill with the rest of the team as Dokla on a killing spree.
I mean, they might have sent Berserker back to base, but they've got another AD carry. It's the top lane Varus, and he melts that Renekton. See about the mid lane priority gained by Lyon. They're going to have the pressure there, even though TL are in the river and making Lyon have entry.
Yeah, Inspired and Isles are trying to make some space for Berserker and Dokla. The 2 AD carries are the ones we got to watch in this fight. If they can free fire, Team Liquid's in trouble. They got to find the combo from the Wukong, the Orianna, Kai'Sa flying over top to actually take down Berserker and Dokla. Saint, meanwhile, flanking around the side here. Yeah, quickness popped, immediate charm. In goes Jan. Big damage on the Saint, but he's still alive. Shuffles back. CoreJJ, who then falls to Berserker's damage. Team Liquid now stuck in the pit. 3 members fighting their way through the river as Jan does not have the ultimate anymore. Team Liquid in a 4v5. Lyon, though, also some cooldowns down. In goes JOSEDEODO. They got the shockwave combo, but it just doesn't hit enough members. Morgan trying to flash in there, still falls to Berserker. Lyon hold the line. Team Liquid just couldn't quite get across the finish line. Lyon will get themselves a Dragon Soul.
They're just so much more secure in their team fight. Yeah, you got a shockwave combo onto Leona. Yeah. That was it. You dive in, I'm going to dive in and peel him too, and they get the kill.
Live right now, we have another Paranoia going straight into the mid lane here. Chain CC with the Chain of Corruption coming down, but Jan is able to jump away from that one straight into the waiting arms of Saint, who goes on a killing spree. Lyon find another quick play here in the mid lane. And now, Solar Flare lands! The stun onto Quid. 2 kills to Lyon.
And this is just looking completely over now. TL basically try their first real engage of the game. It gets completely stuffed. Saint pre-Zonia's even the Cyclone from the Wukong. So just fast reaction. They dominate the fight, take the soul, and this is looking like it's wraps.
Team Liquid have Morgan and JOSEDEODO to try and hold the line here. Now CoreJJ has shown up the Cyclone just to try and clear out the minions, but he still goes down. Inspired with another kill. Saint under the turret will go on a rampage. As the turrets fall, ace to Lyon, and a game 1 victory.
I'm a big fan of those white flag emotes for the ace for your team too going up, by the way. That really gets